Both President Trump and former Vice President Biden are trying to get every vote possible. Take a look at this map of today's activity. The president visited 3 states. Vice President Pence, 2 states. Joe Biden made 2 stops in Georgia. His running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, was in Nevada. And former President Obama was in Orlando on behalf of Mr. Biden. All right, so let's start with the Democratic nominee for president out there tonight. Joe Biden visiting Warm Springs in the ATL. It's his first visit here since winning the nomination. Polls show the race in Georgia, it's tight, and he wants to win it.
It's time to stand up and take back our democracy. And any place we can do it, here in Georgia, we win Georgia, we win everything.
During his speech at Lakewood Amphitheater, the former VP called for a $15 an hour national minimum wage. 3, count them, 3 rallies for the president today. He visited Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. President Trump won all 3 states in 2016. He pushed his economic message during a rally in the Badger State.
This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery or a Biden depression.
Tomorrow, the president visits Arizona, where former Vice President Biden leads in a lot of polls there.